Alright, let's go in 3, 2, 1, go. So, welcome to Pokemon Puzzle League for the Nintendo 64. If you've seen Tetris Attack for the SNES, if you've seen Pokemon Puzzle Challenge for the Game Boy Color, this is mostly the same game, but there are a few mechanics unique to this game that make it a little more interesting to run. I'm playing the super hard difficulty of the one-player stadium. It is a hidden mode within the game that you unlock by inputting a button combination at the game level select screen. And I believe the combination is you hold Z and then you press R, L, A, B. That's the shoulder buttons, not the D-pad. And that will unlock all the game levels. My poor ears. All right. Now the things you're gonna be looking out for in this run are combos and chains. Combos you make by clearing more than 4 blocks of the same color in a line, either horizontally or vertically. And chains you get by linking sets of clears, like so here. And they both serve their purposes. Not only do combos and chains freeze the stack from rising for a time, which is very important, especially as you get later into these stages, because if your stack breaks through the top of the screen while your stack is full, you lose. So you really have to make sure you keep doing combos and chains just to stay alive. And I guarantee you, there will be points during this run where this will cease to be a speed run and it'll become an exercise in survival. But there's not a lot I can do about that, unfortunately. These opponents are just very random and very hard to predict. But there are ways to deal with them. So yeah, chains are sending the big garbage blocks that you see. That is what is primarily going to fill the screen. Combos are the little garbage blocks that you see, and that garbage is going to be very pivotal to actually killing some of these foes quickly, thanks to a very, very handy exploit. Epsilon wants Cloyster. I will see if I can get Cloyster. That'll come later. But yeah, one big problem with this AI, this single biggest thing that makes this game even remotely speedrunnable, is that the opponents only look at the blocks on the. They only look at the blocks underneath the lowest garbage block on their field, and this is useful because if you begin a combo with a chain, what the? I'm getting my terminology mixed up. If you start your chain with a combo, then a whole lot of the combo garbage that you send during your chain actually gets sent to your opponent first. Otherwise, all of your combo garbage will fall after the chain. So when you send the combos first, and those combos get down really, really low, and if the opponent cooperates well enough so that way they clear a bunch of their blocks and let the combo garbage get really low, it turns out that these enemies don't really know how to deal with it, and a lot of times they just die. I haven't really shown off one of the quick kills yet, because these early stages are generally slow enough that they'll get killed by just about anything. But what I'm trying to do here is trying to chain until the opponent stops chaining, and that's usually what has led me to the most success in this game. And oh, that will do it. That will be the quick kill. Yeah, that little combo block gets down really low, and They just don't know what to do with it. It's about the only thing that makes this game any speedrunnable at all. Alright, let's see. I'm gonna try to go through some of my thought processes on each of these stages and try to give an idea for just how fast you have to think in order to get some of these kills. Alright. Well, it's not gonna work there because I didn't send my chain long enough.
So do the opponents, are they just the gym leaders and the elite crew,
the general storyline of this is that
there's a story?
there is some semblance of plot, believe it or not. Yeah, Professor Oak tells Ash about this new type of Pokemon battle, the Pokemon puzzle battle, and your goal here is to just get all 8 of the gym badges and face the puzzle master. So a lot of this run is going to be going through the gym leaders, but there will be a few detours along the way. There will be a few notable distractions from the goal, and there will be some returning characters from the anime that make an appearance. So it's not necessarily going to be the Elite Four.
So is this the only game where Ash is actually on it?
I suppose it would be. I don't recall.
I don't believe Ash is in any other game.
Yeah, not to my knowledge. It's been a while since I played too many of the other Pokemon games, so I'm not entirely sure. So
I mean, you could argue that Red is Ash, that's a different thing.
But yeah, there are various methods to increasing the lengths of your combos and chains. There are some very tight frame tricks that you can use to increase the lengths of these chains. Okay. Yeah, there are two tricks I have dubbed the slide and the catch. The slide is where you're trying to slide a block underneath a falling block and try to manipulate the time at which the block comes to a rest. And it's when the block comes to a rest where the game determines whether something is going to be a chain or just an extra link in the combo. That slide is a 3-frame window, and this may be an N64 game, but it does actually run at 60 FPS. Well, the menus generally run at 30, but the gameplay is all 60 FPS, so you're talking like 1/20th of a second to get that slide in. There is also a catch, where you're literally trying to catch a block in midair as it's falling and trying to make it slide into a match. And that is an absolutely frame-perfect maneuver. So 1/60th of a second it takes to get that trick right, and really there's a lot of timing to this. There's kind of a bit of randomness to this as well. It takes a lot of practice to really get good at this. I mean, I've been playing this particular iteration of the Puzzle League series for I think it's 15 years now. The game came out late in 2000. I think I was playing the game near its release, and yet I don't always consider myself to be the best at this game or the most consistent. Alright, this is a little unfortunate. Looks like Sabrina is trying to take me for a ride. This is wonderful. I cannot I'm confirmed cannot escape from this loop that's happening right now. And if I was smart, at some point I would consider trying to just reset the stage and hope for better RNG. But usually, when I try to consider that, by the time I come to a decision, the decision's usually made for me. So such reload strats don't work all that well. All right. Let me try to go through an example of how fast I have to think. So I see hearts here. Let's go to water. Let's go to soul. Let's go to leaf. Pink. Yellow. And blue over. Nope, not quite. But yeah, I tend to see a lot of this board in colors. I don't try to match the shapes. Oh, is that the quick kill? That is the quick kill. There we go. That's not the easiest thing to get. You really have to get a lot of cooperation from your opponents in order to get that.
So, I guess I heard that there's a little bit of echo going on, and it might be on your end, so I don't know if there's anything you can do between the next two matches that might fix that.
I don't know. I thought I was... See, I thought I was streaming all the audio.
Yeah, you are. That's why I'm not sure what might be.
Yeah, I thought I was supposed to be streaming all the audio. Maybe. I'm trying to think what I could be. Trying to think what could be possibly causing the echo, but I'm not entirely sure.
Yeah, I'm not positive. So.
Fortunately, this is one of those games that doesn't give a lot of downtime.
Yeah, I figured that. So it's gonna be. I was telling them, I'm like, you know, he's pretty big into the run, so I have no idea what I could do. Oh, maybe do you have the stream open on your computer or something?
That would do it. Okay.
Alright.
That's
what Star just recommended.
That's silly.
Alright. That's it. I've done the same mistake before.
That's a very silly thing to do, but oh well, that's just marathon luck, I guess. It's kind of unfortunate here. I'm not. Yeah, it doesn't look like I got the quick kill here either. And that's kind of unfortunate because if you don't get these opponents dead in the first 20 seconds or so, some of these can take you for a ride for well over 2 minutes. So it's quite the arduous task to try and speedrun this mode. This is definitely not very forgiving. The next game after this Pokemon Puzzle Challenge, you will find is a lot more forgiving than this, even though I would generally regard it as more difficult than this game, and I will make sure that the reasons for that get elaborated on later. But yeah, feel free to ask questions about the run. There's a lot to explain. There's a lot of instinct that has to go into this. You really have to just play the game to see all the patterns and the colors and to try and look for the right matches. There are some things that are not so intuitive, and some things you have to observe to make sense of. And even then, I still get to a lot of people that come into my stream and just go, "What the hell is going on?"
It's funny you say that, because I was going to say I don't really have any questions, but I've seen quite a few people say, I don't understand how he can play that well and talk at the same time.
I've had a lot of practice with this, so like I said, this all comes down to instinct for me.
Watching you play, honestly, sort of reminds me of the Tetris Grandmaster Edition at the GDQs. Partially, because it's like, they take a game that is simple. A lot of people would play it casually, and then they show how you can push it to its limit.
That's very flattering. I would never consider myself I would never consider my skills of puzzling to be on par with the skill level of say a Kevin DDR. So that's I find that really flattering.
I'm not saying that it's as difficult, I guess, as doing the Tetris Grandmaster Edition that fast. I'm just saying, like, it sort of looks the same. It sort of provides a similar effect, almost.
No, I sort of like... really appreciate that. I definitely try to put in the effort. I'm like one of the people in this community that really grinds this game a lot. So I really appreciate when people recognize that kind of effort. That really means a lot.
Well, take it from me as someone who's never played a Pokemon Puzzle League game. What you're doing is just mind blowing. Honestly, it's just like what I can barely. I'm not good at puzzle games in the beginning, so.
Yeah, it's like kind of strange that this is labeled as a puzzle game actually, because there is a puzzle mode in this game.
There's a puzzle mode to the puzzle game.
Yeah, there's a mode where you get a puzzle of blocks, and you have to clear them all in a set number of moves. And yet, I generally regard that mode as like the weakest in this game, because I approach it from a viewpoint of trying to play it competitive. I mean, I'd always challenge myself to beat all of these CPUs without losing, and the puzzle mode just doesn't simulate actual gameplay. So I just not a fan of it, in all honesty. Let's see here. Okay, that was probably a little on the greedy side. I generally refer to these blocks as ammunition, so I will usually try to send my stack to the very top of the screen as much as I can, and that's highly encouraged at the highest levels if you just want to try to build up your combos and chains. It's just the weird thing is I've gotten so far in the match that I probably shouldn't be trying to make so many combos and chains, because I've got my opponent pretty well filled up, and we're getting into the point in the match where Team Rocket here is building chains off of the falling garbage, and oh, looks like they might have messed it up. Wow. Okay, but yeah, we were starting to get into I was starting to get into a very vicious cycle where the opponent clears some garbage. They make a chain off of the garbage and clear another line of garbage, and then they make more chains and clear more garbage, and so on, so on, so on. So the later on you go, the later on in the match you go, you generally don't want to send too many big combos and chains, because it's just going to make that cycle even longer. Unfortunately, here I'm just trying to manipulate the drop of my garbage for when Giovanni stops chaining, and sometimes that works, sometimes it doesn't. There's still a bit of guesswork involved. I could say this is more of an art than exact science, really. Oh, I should probably mention. I should probably talk about the garbage mechanics, because of the whole point of winning in this game is to send enough garbage to your opponent to fill their stack, and you clear the garbage by matching any blocks that touch any part of the garbage block. And what that will do is the garbage block that your little match touches, as well as any garbage of the same color that garbage block is also touching. The bottom line of each row, the bottom row of each block of garbage will get turned into regular garbage, and you can will turn into regular blocks, and you can use those blocks to make chains. Okay, thank goodness Giovanni ran out of blocks there. These opponents are generally overzealous when it comes to making matches, and the faster they go, the later you go, the faster these opponents are, so they can make more matches. So in some respects, the late game is actually easier than the early game because these opponents have no self-control, and they will often kill themselves relatively easily. Alright, that looks like that chain was not timed well. Like I said, I usually try to time the falling garbage to when the opponent stops chaining, but that can be really hard to gauge. So a lot of this run is looking at your opponent's side of the field and seeing just how many chains they can make, and then trying to time the dropping of your garbage accordingly. Remember, this may be a heavily RNG game, but there is an element of timing to it, and with enough persistence, you can get to some level where you can kill these opponents relatively quickly, at least compared to a standard playthrough.
So can I ask you a quick question?
Mm-hmm.
When at the beginning of each match you notice that you and your opponent choose a Pokemon, does that matter whatsoever?
No, that's aesthetic.
That's just
as far as anyone knows, there's no difference. There's no difference between them. And
I was just curious, because I just noticed you keep picking Pikachu over and over again. So I was like, probably not.
Yeah, it's just.
Or maybe Pikachu's OP. Who knows?
I'm just trying to mash the button and go fast. There's no point to them. There's no point to the individual choices at all. But if enough people in chat have suggestions for Pokemon to use, since it is completely optional, then I am all ears. Because I'm sure a lot of people get tired of the same Pika, Pika, Pikachu, Pika, Pikachu, Pikachu, Pikachu over and over and over.
How could you ever get tired of that?
Well, I'll tell you, some people that run this game don't actually listen to the music. They will have other. They will have other music playing during the run, because they'll hear it so much, and for some people it gets very grating. So it gets very grating after a while, and I don't blame them. That sometimes there's just a little monotony to these sounds, and what I just did a few seconds ago, that is an example of a slide where I was trying to slide a block underneath a falling block, and make sure it came to a rest later, so it made an additional chain. It made an additional link to the chain instead of a combo. And the little variation I did with that is that I was able to switch rapidly between two blocks of the same color. Remember, this game actually has two buttons for the same input. Both A and B switch the blocks, so you can kind of buffer between the two buttons and just mash your way into that little tight frame window. That's usually a 3-frame window, but you can make the trick almost dependent on your mashing speed. So that's some really nice tech that's available. And it's one of those things that's encouraged me to keep running this game as long as I have. And I've been running this game for over 2 years now. In fact, I can sufficiently blame Worcester for introducing me to speedrunning and introducing me to Speedruns Live. And a couple years ago, there was a lot of people, like probably a dozen or so, that were doing like daily races of this game, of this mode, and it kind of blew my mind when I first ran across them, because all I really wanted with this game was some competition, and racing on Speedruns Live was like the perfect way to get that competition. Because there actually is a competitive esports scene for Tetris Attack for Pokemon Puzzle League, but I never had any tournaments near me, and I couldn't afford to go to like any of the bigger tournaments at events like PAX. So I figured I would just compete with speedrun races. And the rest, as they say, is very much history. Uh-oh! Oh my god. That's a little unfortunate. That match went a little too long, and I lost track of how fast the blocks are moving, because as the match progresses, the blocks start rising faster. And also there's the time that you get by the time that you freeze a stack from rising by making combos and chains is known as stop time. Your stop time also goes down gradually. The time bonuses you get from combos and chains goes down. So as the match goes on, you have to make more and more. Combos and chains just to stay alive. And yeah, this is no longer a speedrun. This is just a fight to the finish.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's really hard to get a good run of this mode. There's always going to be one or two stages where you get tripped up, tripped up quite a bit. In fact, the world record for this game that was set recently by one BB Forky. He had a final stage, which I don't want to spoil the surprise for anyone who hasn't seen this game. If you don't want to be spoiled, please don't make a chat. But he had a final boss stage that took 3 minutes, and yet he still ended up with a time of 17 minutes 41 seconds.
Wow.
Yeah. The previous time I had was 19 minutes 42 seconds. So he pretty much bopped me really good with that run. And to think had he gotten a good final boss, he could have actually beaten this mode in under 15 minutes. So I find that mind-blowing, and that takes a lot with this game for me to be mind blown, and that's what truly amazes me. Let's see here. Okay, I think we've already had our fun with these really long stages. So if Richie here decides to be a jerk and clear the rest of this garbage, then I may be inclined to actually reload this stage against my better judgment. Yeah, no, I do not. I've already spent 5 minutes once trying to beat this guy. I don't want to try to do that again. So I'm gonna try again. Hope I get some better RNG and go for this quick kill. So let's see. There's green to yellow to red to blue, pink to yellow. Oh, that might do it. That's got a chance. These opponents generally build their stacks very unevenly. It's very uneven. Oh, come on, Richie, please.
Don't give up.
That was close. That was pretty close, but yeah, these opponents tend to build their stacks unevenly. So you will often be able to send a combo at the start of your chain to really mess them up. And what I try to do to set this up is to start my chain with a 4 combo, because that creates a garbage block that is three columns wide. And then during the chain, I try to make another 4 combo. And when those fall down, those will fall right next to each other, since the field is 6 blocks wide. So no matter how the opponent makes their chains and builds their stack, I'm going to have a block that's almost always going to separate from the primary chain, and that's the big thing, because you don't want the opponent to clear your little garbage and have the big garbage touching it, because that's just going to waste a lot of time. So you're looking for combos that will actually separate from the chain garbage, and 4 combos being the smallest are generally the easiest to work with in that regard. Oh, there I go, making my chains too big again. I said earlier that after a certain point in the match, I don't want to make my chains too big, and I would say a 7 chain there is definitely on the big side. Unfortunately, it's a relatively new strategy I've been working on that I was only able to put into practice a little bit during my preparation for SGDQ. So there will be some old habits that take quite a while to die.
Yeah, they say old habits die hard, so...
That they say. Okay. Okay, I'm really not liking where this stage is going. I have been having trouble with reloading the stage to get better RNG, but I don't know. I may have to consider reloading soon. And this is something that BB Forky, the world record holder, swears to. Like there was a run he had before he got his record run, his previous personal best. He was able to reset the stage quite a few times and get the quick kills. So he'll always try to go for the reset strats and try for better RNG. Oh, come on, Rich, be a pal, be a pal. I've probably spent like what 10 minutes on this stage alone from my repeated attempts. Unfortunately, this is the nature of Puzzle League. This is really hard to avoid, and one cannot help but feel a little helpless just trying to find a way out of this.
At the same time, though, I'm looking at this, and I don't know if I would have made it past stage 2. I mean, I'm that difficult yet.
Yeah, this is. Yeah, to say this game is
unforgiving.
Is unforgiving is quite the understatement. Oh, that should do it. All right. We're free.
Freedom.
Oh my god. Usually, I don't know. So, for whatever reason, some of these AIs tend to be harder than others. Tracy is one that a lot of people have problems with. Giovanni, Richie. Maybe not Lorelai so much.
I was gonna say someone in chat was saying how Lorelai is a lot easier than Richie.
One can certainly make that argument.
So how many stages are there in this game?
There are 16. So we are
13.
So yeah, we are getting to the home stretch of this run, but these opponents just get harder and harder from here on out. So there are no guarantees that I will be able to finish this in a decent amount of time. Honestly, my average run in this category ranges from 35 to 40 minutes. And
an average resetless run.
Yes. Yes. And considering the record has made it under 20 minutes, that just gives you a pretty good idea of the randomness that you'll expect to find in this game. Alright, there we go. That's a little better. That's usually the type of kill I have to get on these opponents. They just have to clear a bunch of stuff until they run out. It's hard to get the little combo quick kill on these guys. It's very luck reliant in that regard. So you usually have to wait for them to run out of blocks. And oh my god, I actually tapped the R button one too many times. Yeah, that's kind of an easy thing. That's kind of an easy thing to do too, especially because once I get to this stage in the game, I'm usually trying to flatten the stack, raise it up, and try and make as many chains as I can. So I really need a lot of blocks in order to do that. So I will have a tendency to be very overzealous with my raising of the stack, and sometimes I'll just hold it down until I get the match in. There we go. That's more of what we're talking about. Well, that's some pretty fortunate RNG there.
Can't argue with that.
All right, and just like any good Gen 1 Pokemon game, after you go through the Elite Four, you have to fight Gary again to become the puzzle master.
Not the Pokemon master, the puzzle master.
The Pokemon puzzle master, yes.
Sure.
Let's see. Alright, looks like I didn't get this quick kill on.
I mean, this is the Pokemon Puzzle League, I think.
Oh, yes, absolutely, yes, quite. Oh! Maybe? Nuts. Yeah, these later opponents, because they are generally faster, they tend to be a lot more reckless with the blocks that they clear. So by all accounts, it's generally easier to get faster times on these guys. But if you let the matches drag on too long, it's gonna be quite the fight to survive. So now that we're in this point in the match, good luck to me just to get through this. Let's see here.
I'm gonna win. Show me what you got. Show me what you got. I'm gonna win.
Yeah, oh, that might do it. There we go. Yeah, I'm really left at the mercy of the opponent's wins once I get to this area. So here we go. Turns out Mewtwo is the true puzzle master, and you have to beat this guy in one go in order to clear the mode. if you don't beat Mewtwo here, you actually get sent back to Gary, to the previous stage. So it is a very, very dirty trick that these developers decided to put in, because Mewtwo's a freaking... Mewtwo's like the most powerful Pokemon in all of existence. He's got no time to play games, but... and time. Sorry. That came a little sudden, but yeah, Mewtwo tends to be very, very overzealous, and he will clear a lot of his blocks very quickly. So if you can just send enough garbage to him, he will die pretty quickly.
So you said your average run is about 35 to 40?
Yeah.
Yeah, it was about like a 40-09, 40-10.
Ugh. Ugh.
I mean, it seemed like you had terrible luck on Richie, so...
Richie was...
Other than Richie, I mean...
Yeah, yeah, I'm not gonna lie, I kinda choked on Richie than that first attempt at it, but
you might have choked,
that happens.
But I mean, you recovered after Richie. You did pretty well, other than the quick 3-second death, where, like you said, I guess you mispressed the button.
Yeah, that stuff's going to happen. But honestly, I would say I would say that pretty much covers the gamut of what you can expect to see in a no reset Puzzle League run. So I think it's a good showcase of what this game's capable of, and your reward for winning this fight.
On the hardest difficulty,
you get this nice little cutscene.
Guess it was just a dream.
Hello, Cards. I am Unusual Cook here. Hello, everybody.
Hello, Cook.
Cards' opponent.
Yes.
I don't know if you're live.
Cook will be joining us for the next game coming up right here, Pokemon Puzzle Challenge. You'll be seeing that shortly. But yeah. Apparently this is all just a dream. But we still get a trophy anyway. And then after that, you get a little mini Pokemon wrap. And a lot of people will contend that this is the best version of the Pokemon wrap.
OG.
Yeah, I can definitely
argue that.
pop my head to this. So yeah, I guess we should get things set up for the next game.
Yeah. So just get the stream link for Unusual Cook posted somewhere.
I'm gonna have my wavy thing because my capture card's messing up a little bit. Sound is gonna be fine and everything, is just gonna be a little wavy.
Ah, really?
The giant one scan line, which is weird because on my TV everything's always fine, but my capture card is wavy.
Dang.
I'll keep Cards audio most likely, so I just need Unusual Cook video.
Alright, Cards
Yeah,
audio.
I think I found the stream.
Alright.
Alright.
Yeah, okay, so this shouldn't take...
So I'm gonna switch these cables here. Turn this off, switch this controller, because thanks to the great RAFnet, I actually have a SNES to GameCube controller adapter, so I am controlling both of these games with a SNES controller, despite Puzzle League being for the N64 and Pokemon Puzzle Challenge here being for the Game Boy Color. So yeah, shoutouts to RAFnet for allowing such base controllers like the SNES controller to be used.
So, is everything, is the game up? Sorry.
Gonna add the stream now.
Alright, reminder for Frankerface Z that I have a Tim Allen, Tim the Toolman Taylor emote, and Cards of the Heart has, an Al Borland emote. If anyone can hear us.
I don't think so, Tim.
Yeah. Cast your votes. Which one do you want to win? Do you want Tim the Toolman Taylor? Or do you want that one Al Borland guy to win?
Oh boy.